We have worked with CCAFS to develop socio-economic scenarios for the region in 2013, which formed the basis for the current workshop. The project had 4 main goals. One of them was to review the previously developed scenarios as well as the results of the analysis of impacts on biodiversity and ecosystem services that WCMC conducted after the scenarios were developed. The second objective of the workshop was to evaluate the robustness of existing policies and plans that address development, food security and the environment across these different scenarios. And the third objective was to assess the current existing capacity and the capacity needs to implement these policies. The final aim of the workshop, bringing everything together, is to formulate recommendations so that existing policies better address trade-offs and also identify future priorities for environmental management, agricultural development under a changing climate for the Mekong region.
We have been working with the government of Cambodia, of Laos and Vietnam on key policy that have been identified as the best one when we think about climate change, agriculture and food security. Those plans are already in process, and the idea during that workshop and after especially is to provide a place where those feedback that the participants developed during those 3 days will ensure the relevance actually and the long term of those planning. The partnership that we got in Southeast Asia between CCAFS and WCMC, UNEP, is not for nothing. The idea behind it is that we have different type of nexus that integrate issue related to agriculture, food security, as well as human mobility, ecosystem services, land use. By bringing all of the different skills of those institutions and being able to initiate or at least open a dialogue with the policymaker. And I think again, the scenario as such and those kind of exercise, not only open a dialogue, but bring those people into looking to a big picture.
Scenario development will provide more useful tool to bring from the uncertainty to the safe operating space for the agriculture particularly. So I think this is very useful, and this Cambodia like to learn and keen to participate in this scenario development process.
It's very useful. I think this, very useful for policy making and for the planning, as particularly, the map can show us very clearly. The scenario is very helpful and easy to use, particularly. Really new information, really new methodology of the assessment. I learned a lot from this workshop. Yes. And our team, we also discussed, and the most important thing for us is the development of research framework and the research network to advocate such kind of impact of our development to inform the policy. I think this is very good activity and very useful activity for planning process and for the country development. Yeah.
In the Mekong River Commissions, we do the scenario as well, but not very broad and inclusive like this socio-economic and land use pattern. Many aspects that is land and water and human habitat, ecosystem and biodiversity are all related with the work that we are doing. If we could take this together, incorporate with the scenario that we developed, I think we will be very thorough information and data and scenario to inform the decision maker of the 4 lower Mekong basin countries to really revise and look into what they aim for in the future. The use of the Mekong, the cooperations, the maintenance of the lively biodiversity and the ecosystem functions that enable the poor to be able to benefit from the development of the Mekong River in the future, we hope.